Hello guys, welcome back to another modern match. This is definitely a keeper, all three colors, stuff to buy time with, some stuff to ramp it with. It's just a keeper every time. I think we lead on Misty Go, so we have the opportunity to fetch Stomping Grounds and Bolt on his end step, and then still curving out with Sakura. We'll take some damage in the process, but I think it's worth it. The other option is to play the Valakut tapped, saying go, and then if he plays like a Death Ride or some other one drop that we really want to kill, like a Mana Dude from Birthing Pot, then we have to choose between killing it and ramping. And I just don't want to make that choice. I would much rather make good use of my mana and be efficient. Inkmoth Nexus. Okay, so we're playing against Affinity. That's a very interesting matchup. That's a very interesting first turn. I think it's worth taking the 2 damage here to bolt the Scourge. This deck can have a little issue with life gain, especially combined with a fast clock. So we don't have the luxury to go to 8 lands. I think this is just fine. If you had a Mox, you most likely would have played it, so we are not that afraid of some plating action now. It's a pretty weak hand. Unless he's slow rolling the land, of course. I'll just block sack here. I was planning to sacrifice it anyway. Getting an island. Taking 1. Yeah, he's missing the land drop. Here we got either Remand if he draws a land, or Snapcaster Bolt if he doesn't. He got the land, going to attack anyway, which I think is just fine. I'll take the damage. I value a Remand more. Just trying to lands. We basically, yeah. So now we got the kill next turn. We just have to survive 1 more turn. I'll cultivate for 2 forests. So this way my next turn I hard cast Search for Tomorrow, and then Scapeshift. Yeah, that's just fine. I mean, I'm not sure what he can do now to prevent me from killing him next turn. I don't think he has any outs. Attacking for 2 is not an out. Cultivate was just a perfect draw there. Going to 10. Well, he could have Pierce, Spell Pierce, I guess. Steel Overseer, sure. And passing the turn, sure. So I search for tomorrow. I'll just find an island. That doesn't really matter as long as I got 4 mana and double green. I'll escape away these 6 lands, find 6 mountains, and shoot him for 18. Yep. So that's it. We were able to punish him for missing land drop. In this matchup, I don't really like Remand. He's got 0s, he's got 1s, and I do have 4 very good cards against Affinity, and that's 2 explosives. Those will mostly be sacrificed at 0 or 2, and 2 pyroclasms, which are just great at buying a few turns. We have Snapcaster. That's a bit slow, but you might get into some kind of cryptic snapcaster game where you're just looking for that Scapeshift, and you can buy infinite time with those. That's kind of like our late game if we're staring down like a plating board. Okay, here we got a pretty sketchy hand. I think it's a keep, a green source, and we're basically in business. In the meanwhile, we can buy time with Bolt, even though it's a bit unfortunate that we only has a Valakut as a red source. But I guess it's fine taking 1 damage here and then having the Bolt open to whatever he might do. The perfect draw next turn would be a green source, just suspending the search while still having access to a lightning bolt. We didn't get there. I feel like playing this tapped is the way to go. And then I'll bolt that one right away to mess with his affinity count, or yeah, basically just the affinity count for Thoughtcast. So he's stumbling a bit on lands. That's perfect for us. In this situation where we are desperately needing a green source. We didn't get it. I think I just peer right away. I might find a bolt. Didn't. We don't have the Scapeshift. I think we just keep the Scapeshift, because if we draw a green source, we will most likely raise him. And we didn't even have the 3 blue for Cryptic anyway, so that's just a no-brainer. I played it on my own turn to find a bolt for the Steel Overseer. He's able to put up quite the clock if left unchecked. So we don't have that many turns to live in. I think it's time for the forest now. Attacking for 2. Didn't get it. That's pretty unfortunate. Nothing we can do here except pass the turn. Should we draw forest? I think we have 1 more turn to do it. Probably not. We could be just dead in the water here. Just getting punished. Spells guides. So it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. There's basically nothing we can draw here. Blue source, not gonna do it. So yeah, I think it was worth the risk. We had like 3 turns to draw a green source, and then we would have had a sure kill. But yeah, I don't know. Pretty nice to know he's got spells guides, even though the card isn't that good against my deck. I'll still keep the same board plan, hoping to just draw my colors and ramp while still answering some stuff. You can't really win without green mana, so maybe I don't know. Maybe I should have mulliganed. I'll be on the play for the last game. Not mulliganing this. I've got ramp. I've got some speed bumps for him to go through. Explosives on 0 can be quite effective. I just basically hope he dumps a bunch of zeros now. He isn't too good at drawing the mocks. Yeah, I'll just Sakura. It was also nice information that he's playing Galvanic Blast. I think you should play a few of those in your affinity list. You don't want 2 in your opening hand, but you definitely want to see 1 over the course of a game. Okay. So the most interesting thing for him to do on turn 2 was swing for 2 infect damage. That's just fine. I'll block, sack. Maybe I should get a mountain here. Just might draw a red spell that I want to cast. Um, just playing the cultivate now while I'm not under too much pressure. Seems good. Finding an island and I believe a forest that I'll play, suspend my search for tomorrow with. So I'll put the island and I'll play tapped. I'll play the forest. Suspend the search, planning to win in 2 turns. Yeah, I think it's reasonable. He will need some pretty good stuff. If he has a plating, I'll engineer explosives it away. He does. Still at 20. That's pretty laughable. So he'll attack for 7 here. So I'll either need a land or a ramp spell in the next few turns. And then I believe I have him dead. Worth to note is that the affinity player is pretty much always at 20 life, unless he has the life gaining flyer. I forgot the name. Volscourge, sorry. On this turn, I'm basically planning to play explosive for 2, pass the turn, kill the plating on attack step, and then just kill him on the next turn. That was a pretty good draw for me. So now I can play the explosive for 2, sack it, while still keeping up Pierce through depths. So getting an explosives with Sunburst 2 into play, just passing the turn. If I sack it right away, he can play a new one and equip it. That would be pretty bad. Then that would put me within Galvanic Blast range. I'm not too sure what he should do here. Attacking with a plated ink moth is not gonna do anything. Yeah, this is totally fine. I'll just sack the explosives. Take 2 damage. That's not really relevant. He already made his land drop. There aren't any. Yeah. So now I just look for, I don't know. Look for a bolt. Sure. Just going through the formalities here. Surf for tomorrow after, and yeah, island is fine. Drawing nothing too good, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, Scapeshift, just make sure to keep up red mana. Sacrificing all my lands, that's 8. So that's 36 damage. Should I get both Valakuts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not gonna pay life for any shocklands. I'm not even sure why they asked me that. But I guess I can still pay 2 life. But then Scapeshift will make him come into play tapped. I don't know. Yeah, so that game was all about just getting the kill before getting killed. It's basically like a race where I have to keep off the pressure while ramping, and fortunately we were able to do that. So yeah, see you next game.